I'm only taking one step at a time towards healing myself. I had to get out, I found a way out. No more living in pain or misery. It's all about protecting my energy. Keep the negative away from me, because I am just keeping my peace. Cut off everything that no longer was serving me, and I chose to start loving myself. I walk in my purpose, no looking back, I'm only going within. B.O. standing there, a better version of me. I must say that I'm proud of me. It's not about how you feel, I'm living proof that God is real. So let me show you how to heal. Damn it, I'm wearing it well, cause I came a long way. My journey isn't yet complete, that's what it look like to heal. Damn it, I'm wearing it well, I'm proud of myself. It's nothing to it, you can do it, all you gotta do is just fight through it. Creative soul, creative soul, creative soul. Just fight through it. Creative soul, creative soul, creative soul, creative soul, yeah, yeah.
Welcome to Pain to Purpose podcast, where we have open discussions to heal together as a community. Today, we're on episode 31, and we're talking about narcissist survivors. And our special guest is Shakira Savage. Welcome, Shakira.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm so honored.
You are welcome. I'm glad that you came on with us. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing better.
Good. That's a plus. So I'm really glad that you came on to share your story so that you can help our community. And I thank you for stepping up and being a willing vessel to open up and share. I know it's not easy. But the more and more you tell your story, the more and more you'll want to help people.
Right.
So can you give us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Shakira. Originally from Connecticut. I have 3 brothers. I'm the only girl. And I don't know what else. I have 3 kids.
Okay. So boy, girl, both?
I have 2 boys and then 1 girl.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I said kind of just like my mom. She has the 2 boys. I'm sorry, actually she has 3. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So, you guys, before we even get started into her story, don't forget that we still have our books available, Tears of a Shattered Heart on Amazon, and Wonderfully Made Affirmation Coloring Book that is also on Amazon. We want to continue to encourage our young girls how beautiful they are, and to love themselves before they go out and try to love a man or anybody else. And so those books are available on Amazon. Our t-shirts and our tumblers are still available. You can email me at creativesoul.business@gmail.com. And if you do have a story to tell that you would like to share with our audience of how you went from your pain and what drove you to your purpose, go ahead and email me so we can get you onto the show. So we're going to start with Shakira's story. So Shakira, you say you have brothers and you're the only girl. So
Correct.
did the pain start as a kid in the home with the brothers? When did the pain start?
It started as the very young age of 6 or 7, as far as I can remember.
Okay.
Um, like I got the kind of treatment I got from my brothers. It's like they just didn't care for me at all. They didn't like me. I never understood why. Um, I would like to think it was just because I was the girl, but they've always kind of like excluded me out of things. So
Okay.
I spent a lot of time being alone as a kid because
Okay.
my would always team up and just go on about their life and their business. And yeah,
So how did you navigate through life like being alone at that age?
I literally had to like just pay attention to my surroundings. I had to teach myself things. I think that's how I became very more vigilant to be able to like um, notice all the things that were happening around me. I guess I would say that. Yeah.
So what was the first situation that happened that you could remember um, when the narcissist started?
It started with my oldest brother, Jamal. Um, he treated me terribly versus my other brother. He treated me terribly. Like, um, there was times where he literally would not speak to me, but he got me in trouble one time because I was outside and I guess I had kissed one of his friends, and that was the first time he ever told on me. Um, but the main thing that I also remember from my childhood was when he was chasing me around the living room with a knife, as if he was trying to literally stab me. And the crazy thing is, I have like a scar on my chest that looks like a stab wound. So I'm not sure. I did question my parents about it, but they claim that they have no idea where the scar came from.
Mhm. Okay. And then your other brothers, what was that like?
My other brother, well, my youngest brother wasn't born at this time, but my other brother, he was more so of like, he would talk to me, but not that much. He used to care just a little bit. He used to comfort me in ways when I would cry and things like that. But and that's the only reason why I did felt like I had more of a stronger connection with him versus my oldest brother.
So what was okay, so that situation happened with that brother. How was it with your parents? What did that look like?
Well, my father was in prison for as
Okay.
long when I was a little kid. My mom, she was more of the single mom, taking care of her 3 kids. We were in and out of apartments, evictions and things like that. My mom was more the person that she cared more about my brothers than she cared for me. Um, she never really taught me anything in my life.
So can I ask, do you all have the same father?
I would like to believe so. I
Okay.
suspected that my oldest brother was possibly not my real brother.
Oh,
Um, yeah, mainly because of the way that he treated me and how much of an outcast he kind of seemed like, versus my other brothers. Um,
so
I
when you
did.
say your real brother, do you think like he was adopted or you just think you maybe had different.
I believe that one of my mom's old boyfriends, could possibly be his father. But
Okay.
I recently was told that that he found out that this other person was not his father, and in fact my father was his father. But I don't know.
Okay. And so what is your relationship like now with your family? With each one
No,
of them?
complete no contact.
And how long has that been for?
This past year, it
Okay.
just started this past year, a couple of months.
So what transpired to get you to the point where you said, I don't want this type of abuse. I'm not doing this anymore.
I was at the point where I got tired of defending them. I got tired of sticking up for them, knowing that they treated me terribly throughout my entire life. And Yeah, I'm sorry. My family members are the type to like basically they will talk bad about me. They will talk bad about me to everybody, to other family members, to any of my friends. I feel like they are the reasons that, a lot of my relationships did fail in my life because of my own family members. And that's when I realized that I was the outcast in the family because I could not understand. I'm like, why does my family treat me so bad? And then there's certain family members that don't even speak to me at all. And I have no idea why.
And this all started from what you can remember when you were like 6, and it's
Yeah,
been like this your whole life.
yes.
Did you ever try to have a conversation with your mother as to why she
Yes.
treated you differently?
Countless times. I always question her, Mom, why don't I have this mother and daughter relationship with you? Because I used to look at my friends with their mom, and they would be able to always go to their mom and speak to their mother about anything. And I could never do that. It's like I was just completely disconnected from her.
What was her response?
She likes to blame me for it. She say things like, Kyra, she'll basically tell me I'm the problem. Everything is me. She'll tell me it's my attitude and things like that. She'll come up with like the pettiest reasons.
So even when you were like 6, it was your attitude, or it was you were different?
Kind of. I mean, she just never really communicated with me, basically. Like she would just do the bare minimum, take care of me in ways that the mom is supposed to take care of me. Make sure I'm dressed, make sure my hair was always done, things like that. But as far as when it came to any kind of emotional connection, I never had that with her.
So you never had anybody else to be there to really listen to you either?
Never. I
So
had a
so how
childhood.
did you say that one more time?
I had a lonely childhood.
So even going into like, let's say, middle school and high school, did you have friends?
I
Like,
had friends that I thought were real friends. Um, but even so, I mean, eventually they would kind of like drift away from me. And so I was never able to carry on with like having a long friendship with any of these people that I used to be friends with. Like it would get to a point where they would choose somebody else to be friends with versus me.
okay. And did you ever seek like counseling or anything to like get help from the torment or the abuse from your
Um, yes, yes, I've been doing therapy. I've been going to psychologists and things like that, and I'm learning more about my own, mental. I guess you'll say mental illness.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so that's how I've been working through all of this.
So, and the reason why I asked that is because in the Black community, a lot of people don't believe in counseling. And so I don't see anything wrong with it. I believe that just like God blessed us with doctors and nurses, physicians, primary care doctors, like He, blessed us with other people to help us as well. And that if you need it, it's okay to get it. And a lot of people in the Black community try to shun you or make it seem like you're crazy or something's wrong with you because you need it. But I'm also aware too that a lot of people that think like that, they have or had trauma in their childhood that they choose not to get help for, and they bleed on other people.
That's correct.
And narcissists definitely do that. They're
Yep,
not healed from their trauma. They will have you thinking that it's you, that you're the problem. They will make it seem like they're the victim, but they're the ones that created the problem.
that is correct. That is
And when you
correct.
don't have good relationships, like if you don't heal, it does take an effect in your other relationships. Growing up, friendships, whether you're dating, sometimes it does take an effect in that because you're not healed from your past. And it's not that you want it to be that way. That's just kind of like how it happens. And so we have to kind of take control of our own life and decide that we want to get the help that we need from our childhood trauma so that we can move forward and have a better life.
That's correct.
Well, I really commend you for coming on to share your story. I pray that somebody is out there that hears your story that will open up and be willing to share too so that they can get it out and move forward and continue to help other people through their path as well. So, did any of this affect your children? Like, what type of relationship did they have with your children?
Um, yes, it did. Um, with my oldest son, most of all, my son Alan. Whew, he's been around this kind of bad energy since he was born. So he is kind of like really confused on what real love actually is. So when he comes around my family members, it feels like home to him. It feels very familiar with with his behavior and their behaviors. He feels like, these people really care about me. And right now he's currently in therapy himself. I definitely have kids in therapy, and they're working on their trauma right now. I'm working on my trauma still. I know a lot of people might not agree with the way that I'm choosing to heal, but what they don't understand is I spent many years of my life not speaking up against all this abuse because I wanted to protect my family for so long. I wanted to protect them even though they were never protecting me.
So, what I want to say to you is do not allow anybody to make you feel like, and I know it's hard sometimes, but don't allow them to make you feel like something's wrong with you because you choose to go to counseling or because you choose to heal the way that you're healing. What is hard is that, and I'm going to give you an example. If I'm doing things to hurt you, right? And then I apologize to you 2 months from now, right? We're working, trying to work toward our relationship, right? Our friendship, or whatever you want to call it, or if we were family members, we're working toward this relationship in the family, right? But then 6 months from now, I do it to you again. And then we get together at a family function and we go on and we pretend like it ain't happening.
Right.
And then I apologize. And then the cycle just keeps going.
Yeah.
How do you heal when you continue to sit around the same person that continuously continue hurting you? They continue to do things to hurt you on purpose. It's one thing when somebody hurts you and they don't realize that, oh, that hurted your feelings. But after I've told you over and over that you've hurt my feelings and you continue to do it, now I'm allowing you to continue to hurt me. Because now I'm old enough to know that this is abuse, whether it's financial, mental, emotional, verbal, physical, it's abuse. And I teach you how to treat me. So the longer I continue to accept your behavior, you're going to continue to treat me that same way.
That's correct.
So you have to do what's best for you and your children to heal and to get through it and share your testimony, of how you got through it so the next person can open up and not be afraid to speak up and live in silence because that's what it is. We all live in silence
Right.
and we pretend like it's not happening because we don't want to be judged. We don't want to be the outsider.
That's
And
right.
I say it all the time on my platform. It's not easy getting up here speaking about what you've been through, no matter what it is. Even if it was a friendship situation. You're still going public, you're still speaking about it. It's not easy. You take a chance of people judging you. However, God knows our heart and we are working every day to be a better us.
That's
And while
right.
you're on that healing journey, it's important to be around positive people and not people that is negative and it's going to tear you down.
That's right. And that's why I felt like well, people felt like I was playing victim. But yes, so in regards to what you just said about the fact that, if you still um surround yourself around this kind of behavior, knowing that it is abuse, I mean, you are no longer a victim to it, which is why I no longer place myself in the victim area, because I know that these people are treating me bad. So now I took it upon myself. I'm going to remove myself from, this terrible, this energy. Um, and basically, I'm sorry, I'm getting all messed up.
Okay.
Basically,
Good time.
I just, my whole thing was to remove myself from these same family members that I'm accusing them of, abusing me, even though it's true. But I had to take it upon myself. Like, I can no longer defend these people. I just can't. It's either I go heal and get my life together, or I continue to be around them and allow them to just tear my life apart.
Mhm.
I'm sorry if that sounds confusing, because I know my words
No,
definitely.
it's okay. You're okay. You're okay. So when you decided to take a step back, did you notify and did you tell like the family, like, okay, I'm gonna take a step back from everybody so that I can get me together? Or did you just completely cut everybody off?
I completely just cut off certain people, but as far as my mom, I definitely did keep my communication with her, like in and out. But recently, I realized that she was the one that was definitely behind a lot of destruction in my life, to the point where I literally just had to block her. I had to cut her out. This is why I understand why she would constantly want to be in my business and get updates on my life. um it's crazy because she used to live with me at one point in time, and she literally went through my things, and she found, I had a paper, written out, all of my manifestation, my goals and stuff in life that I wanted to achieve within the next few years.
Mhm.
And so happened to come across that, and then next thing you know, my life is falling apart. My
Wow.
life fall apart, and it's crazy because the minute I cut these people out of my life, it's like, then that's when the blessings start coming. That's when all the help and support starts coming into my life. But as soon as I allow them to come back into my energy, it all stops. My whole life falls apart.
Mm.
Yeah.
So where is the brother that you believe cut you?
He still lives with my mom to this day.
And nobody has ever spoke of this.
They don't know. Of course not. He's like, what do you, let me see. So I'm the scapegoat. He's basically like the star child, the golden child, the child that can do no wrong. That's who my oldest brother is. They will provide for him, stick up for him, even if he's out here not even doing the best that he can. None of that matters.
So did you ever report any of this, anything to the authorities, the things that happened to you?
Um, the yes. After we had a fight, my brother and my father attacked me. And here's how the situation happened. So this was when I was staying there at my mom's house. So basically I had went to the store, got some groceries. I'm asking them if they could help. They didn't want to help me. I'm like, okay, fine. I bring all the groceries upstairs by myself. We live on the third floor. Well, she lives on the third floor.
Oh, wow.
So I ignored that. I'm like, okay, fine. And then, like, when you're around these narcissists, like, you can always feel their bad energy. It rubs off onto you. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's like a black cloud just walking around, just creating rainy days for everybody. But anyways, I I came out of my mouth. I'm be honest. I came out of my mouth and I was like, you know what? You guys are toxic. Next thing you know, my mom just started spazzing. She started yelling, you know what, Kyra, you're toxic. You're this and that. And next thing you know, my father gets into it. He's getting in my face, toe to toe, screaming at me, as if he wants to harm me in some kind of way. Um, then on top of that, I'm sorry, after that, that's when I did come out and say, I don't know if I should say it. I basically came out and told him that, he was in fact a predator. I'm not going to say the other word, but that's when him yes, my older brother Jamal, that's when he came out of the room and tried to like run up on me. My dad, he basically grabs me, and so this like a long hallway. He grabs me. He starts throwing me against the wall because my brother is trying to, basically hit me and stuff. We wasn't really able to get that physical because my dad was basically in between it. But during that entire commotion, my dad is literally throwing me up against the wall and stuff. And when the police came, I did call the police myself, but I ended up in the police car. And then they put me in the police car. The police officer went upstairs. My father told them whatever he said to the police officer, they believed it. They believed it. And I didn't go to jail, but they removed me from the house. I did not realize that I had bruises on my back until the next day.
And so when you said that your father is a predator, was that towards you or someone else?
It was someone else. He went to prison for 10 years for committing a sexual assault against a minor.
Okay. And was that a family member?
That's something I still wonder about to this day. I have no idea. I don't even know who the person was.
So there's like a lot. So there's a lot of family
There's
secrets and
a lot of
missing
secrets.
holes that you can't fill in. You know that things happened, but you can't fill them in because nobody's talking about it.
Correct. And I'm the main one in the family that they don't want to tell nothing to.
Because
No,
you don't, because you're not going to agree with it. You're not going to
right.
agree with the
Exactly.
behavior that's going on.
Exactly.
So talking about it to you would be a bad idea because you're not going to keep quiet.
That's right. And there's a lot of incest in my family. Unfortunately, yes. I have a lot of family members that are sleeping with each other. And they know I would not go for that.
Okay. Do you
Well,
think that was going on when you were younger too?
oh yeah. Yeah, I witnessed it at my grandmother's house. That's why when they try to gaslight me and try to make it seem like I don't know nothing, I do. Because like I said, I grew up alone. Therefore, I was able to sit back and observe everything. So there was this one time. Uh, all right, I'm gonna talk about this. So there was one time that two of my cousins were downstairs in the basement, and I just so happened to go sit on the top steps, and I was just listening on to what they were doing, and I could clearly hear exactly what they were doing.
And you were how old at that time?
Young, probably like 7 or 8, somewhere between there.
So did they ever try this with you?
Yeah, I got touched on by my brothers, my cousins. The main scene that I remember is from my brother Boo and then my cousin Shamari, and that happened at my grandmother's house upstairs in the.
At what age?
I really can't tell.
I don't
I
remember.
was young.
And you told your mother.
I did not.
Does she know now?
Oh, she knows. She knows when I went into the mental hospital because I told her over the phone, and all of this stuff is recorded. So I don't know why she's trying to act like, you know, I never said anything. I definitely did tell her, and she was more concerned with the fact that they would get in trouble, and that they would go to jail, and she did not care about the fact that I was assaulted.
So there's not only just the mental abuse in the family, there's the sexual abuse as well, and then trying to make you think it's really not what you see it as.
Correct.
And so everybody just gets together at these family functions and pretend like nothing's going on.
Correct. They pretend like we're just one big happy family.
And
Literally.
because you choose not to do that, you're the outsider. Is that what you're saying? Or correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you are correct. And that's why they treated me like an outcast.
Okay. At what age did you? So I know you don't remember when it actually happened when you were assaulted, but do you remember at what age you were when you actually told your mother?
That was last year, so I was 30 years old. I'm 31 now. This
Okay.
happened. Yeah, because one night my childhood trauma
Mhm.
basically, I don't know, like it kind of like just came out of nowhere. And I started remembering a lot of stuff from my childhood. And that's when I assumed that my oldest son was being abused. And that's basically how I ended up in the hospital. So they made me feel like I was paranoid to the point where I voluntary voluntary placed myself into the mental hospital just to, see if, okay, maybe I am going crazy, because that's what my entire family is making me feel like. So
Mhm.
um I really don't appreciate the fact that the hospital lied to me. I asked them if they could test my kids. They said that they were going to do it. Entire time they did not do it, and they gave my
Test
kids
your children for what?
for sexual assault.
Okay.
And they basically just left my kids with these same people that I'm telling them not to leave them with. My family.
And so your children were assaulted?
There's some things I can't really speak on right now because there's a
Okay.
lot of stuff that is being investigated.
Okay. Don't speak on it. If
Right.
you cannot speak on it, it's okay.
Okay.
No pressure. What you can speak on, go ahead. And if you cannot, it's okay.
So it's not just my family members, it's my recent relationship with my child's father. That is yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes right now. I really wish I can give more details, but
It's okay.
yeah.
It's okay. The main thing is that you have actually decided or you realize that there is an issue, that you no longer want to live your life like that anymore, and that you wanted to get help for yourself. And you also want a safe space for not only you, but for your children, because that's important as well. You're being open, you're no longer living in silence. We do have to, as I said before, we realize that when we don't heal, it does cause problems in our other relationships going forward in life. Um, I can honestly say I've been through that. You go through that with friendships and relationships because you don't really know how to navigate through life in certain situations because of what you've been through, and you do the best you can, but you don't always make the best decisions. What I don't want you to do is to beat yourself up. What's important is to continue to get the help that you need. But I thank you for coming on to even take the step to choose not to live in silence anymore and to continue to tell your story um, on other platforms and to get it out so that you can heal, um, and to make sure that your children are okay. And people are going to hear your story. They're going to know that they're not alone, and more people will stop living in silence, start opening up so that they can heal too. And we can all help each other go from our pain and, get to our purpose.
That's right. That's right.
So, is there any gems that you would like to drop for our audience? Anything positive that you would like to say to them if they're going through the same thing that you've been through?
I would like to say I know that it's hard to speak up against abuse, especially when it's coming from your own family members or anybody that is close to you. I
Mhm.
understand it's extremely hard, and you might be afraid, all because you don't want to break apart your family, or you don't want them or anyone to get in trouble. I really hope and pray that everyone finds the courage to speak up and speak out, because there are so many kids that are not able to do so, all based on the fact that they are scared, they are afraid, they don't want to get this person in trouble and things like that, or they don't want to be looked at as the tattletale. And that's like the biggest thing in our community right now. It's like, people don't want to get looked at as the snitch. They just want you to just take it. Just, get over it.
Right.
And that's not okay. That's not okay. So I really hope that by me speaking out about, family secrets and family drama and anything else that's, that a lot of families like to keep or sweep under the rug, may you all find the courage to do so, because there are so many other people out here that needs to hear your story. And yeah.
Thank you for coming on. You're going to be okay. Continue to share your story on your social media platforms. People are watching. They are paying attention. And sooner or later, people will start reaching out to you if they haven't already. So just continue to share your story and keep God first, and He'll help you through everything that you're going through. Thank you again. For our audience, I pray that you got something out of this. I pray that you hear her story and know and understand that you are not alone, and that you too do not have to live in silence. You can choose to change your life. The great thing is that we all can rewrite our stories. It doesn't have to be the way that it was. We can rewrite it, and we can make the best out of it. And it takes one day at a time. Sometimes it feels like 1 minute at a time when you're going through it. Know that you are loved. Know that God loves you. And if you have a story and you want to open up and share to help other people get to their purpose, you're more than welcome to reach out to me on creativesoul.business@gmail.com. Just send me a message there. You can also reach me on my Facebook as Creative Soul. Thank you for joining us. Remember, it's only pain until you realize your purpose and start your healing journey. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.